Hi guys! Welcome to my channel and welcome back if you've hung out with me before. Thank you so much for clicking and watching. It means a lot to me. I just got done watching Lady and the Tramp. I was so excited to watch this movie because I haven't seen it in like 8 to 10 years probably. It's been a long time that I've sat down and watched the entire movie. So I was very excited to get to watch it for this. It's movie number 15 on our Disney animated feature list. And I have my little Tramp pin that I got in the parks a few weeks ago. So this movie was released June 22nd, 1955. And I found this super interesting. This entire movie is supposed to be from a dog's perspective. So if you notice watching the movie, all the human characters, their faces are rarely seen. According to Walt and his animators, this was a super fun film to make, mostly because it's an original story. So they had a lot of freedom with it. You know, there wasn't a previous plot point, and they can make adjustments throughout the entire process. You know, as they developed the characters and found out new things about them, they could make those little adjustments in the movie, and I thought that was super interesting. So one other little thing that I found out, Walt originally didn't want the very iconic spaghetti eating Bella Notte scene in it, and watching it, I can't imagine not having it in there. That is like one of the most famous Disney scenes ever. To think that it would originally was not going to be a part of this and it was going to be cut out, that's crazy. So I'm really glad that they decided not to cut it and to keep it in the movie. It's one of my favorite scenes. It's when, you know, they're starting their little romantic relationship, and I have the picture behind me. When this movie started, apparently there's a dedication in the beginning that I totally forgot about, and it's dedicated to all the dogs in the world, and I thought that was super cute, and it made me smile, and I'm glad that they decided to do that. If you know me, I was so excited because it was an animal movie, another one, heavily centered around animals and their lives. So with that said, you meet baby lady in the beginning. Jim Deere gives Darling a Christmas gift, and it happens to be a puppy, and they name it Lady. And then you meet Jock, who is the neighbor doggy, and he is so cute. He loves to bury his bones. He has a whole collection, and he is just like a loyal friend to Lady. And then you meet Trusty, who is another neighbor doggy, and he's funny. He's a little older, a little slow, losing his sense of smell, but he is still going strong and another loyal friend to Lady. Then a little bit further in, Darling and Jim Deere start acting a little weird, and Lady can't help but notice, and it's because there's a baby on the way. So one of my favorite scenes in this movie actually doesn't deal with any of the animals, is when one cold January night during Darling's pregnancy, you see Jim Deere in his pajamas and robe walking down the stairs, and he's going to brave a very vicious snowstorm outside just so he can get Darling, his darling wife, watermelon and chop suey. That's what she's craving. I just think it's so funny that they put that in there, just a little bit of humor, which this movie is full of. It is pretty funny. It does have its dark moments. So Jim Deere and Darling, they go on a trip, and Aunt Sarah comes and to watch the baby. She brings her lovely little Siamese cats, which I love cats, but these guys are so mean. They're just very mischievous, and poor lady, you know, is trying to keep everything in order and keep the peace, and they're just wreaking havoc throughout the entire house. Lady ends up getting blamed for it and put outside, and it's just so sad. So because of that, lady, you know, because lady gets blamed for this, Aunt Sarah doesn't know how to deal with dogs and decides to go get a muzzle for her. Lady gets so scared that she ends up running away, and that's where she meets up with Tramp, because he comes to her rescue. So that was very sweet of him. And then he kind of shows her around, shows her his way of life. So during that journey back home, the dog catcher comes along, and Tramp gets away, lady doesn't. Lady gets taken to the dog pound, and it is so heartbreaking. All the dogs in there are crying, and it's so depressing, and it made me want to go rescue all the puppies from the dog pound. But oh my gosh, it turns so dark so fast. I totally don't remember this part, but they show a poor innocent little dog walking with the dog pound guy, and through the door where dogs never come back from. Yeah, they hint that they go and kill the dogs. What? Yeah, that was a downer. But then one of the dog friends in there tells lady, because she has a collar and a license, that that's basically her ticket out of there and she's gonna be okay. So yeah, this movie, it's a lot darker and heavier than I thought. I think when you're little, like, it just kind of, all of that, all those messages and everything kind of go over your head. But watching it now, like, it's still so enjoyable, and the music is so good, and I forgot how amazing it was. But then there's those little things that you pick up on. So she does get out and she goes home, but she does have to stay outside because Aunt Sarah's still watching the house and watching the baby. Okay, you find out that lady, they don't flat out say it, but lady is pregnant with Tramp's puppies. So there's that. So one night, towards the end of the movie, you actually see this crazy, evil looking rat go into the baby's room, and lady goes crazy and she can't get to the baby because she's chained up, and Tramp happens to be there and comes to the rescue and kills the rat, saves the day basically. He ends up getting taken to the pound though with a big misunderstanding, but then Jock and Trusty to the rescue. They go and save him. It ends up being a really happy ending for everybody. You know, Tramp gets his collar and gets his license and gets to live with lady, and lady has her puppies and they're so adorable. Oh my gosh, they all live this wonderful, wonderful life together. And that's Lady and the Tramp. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Go watch it. I'm gonna give it 5 mouse ears just because it is so amazing. It has one of the most iconic scenes in it. If anything, go watch that scene. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, it means so much to me. And thank you for watching my other videos. If you haven't, go check those out. And like, comment, subscribe, all of that. And I'll see you guys at the next one, movie number 16. We're moving right along. Have a beautiful, magical, wonderful day. Mwah!